Shalom and good day all, this is Tehilin29 back again, this time for an indie comic review. I must admit I did see these on shelf at my local LCS and it did sort of like grab my attention, and I had also been seeing some videos actually in relation to the Gatchaman series on YouTube, so I thought I'd grab it and check it out for myself. In other words, let's see what they've got here. If there's anything of interest, maybe I might want to follow some more of this series, depending on the situation here at home. So, first things first. Which one will I be beginning with? And that is the Gatchaman Ken Deathmatch. So, I'll now get things organized. So first things first, does this cover in any way, shape or form connect to something that is happening inside with the story? Sure enough it does, to which I give it a 7.5 out of 10. So next is the area of the internal art and also what's happening story-wise with the characters. So as the story begins, we learn that there's a bit of a arena match taking place. And the place is called the Deluge. And we get to see that there's quite a number of people who are present here. We do learn that there are members connected to the scientific ninja team, also known as Gatchaman, that are also there sort of like undercover. As we start to move towards the middle of the story, we learn that the character of Galactor, or the villain Galactor, is also partly responsible in the events that are taking place here. And last but not least, we move towards the end, to which the events start to conclude. So for the internal art, I give it a 7 out of 10. Now it's time to move in relation to the area of the story. So first things first, did we get anything in relation to time-wise? So did we learn what time throughout the day this was beginning, or even what day or month that this was occurring? No, we didn't. Next is the location. We learned that it's a type of arena. As we learned, it's called the Deluge. And last but not least, the main cast of characters in this story are Galactor, and last but not least, the character of Gatchaman, who we learn is Ken the Eagle, which we learn in basically the next issue that I'll be reviewing. For the overall story rating, I give it a 7.5 out of 10. I wouldn't mind checking out this series, should I ever get the opportunity to, because it would be nice to review more, I guess, more independent comic stories, outside of the main comics that I normally review. So as we start to move into Gatchaman issue 1, does this cover in any way, shape or form connect to something that is happening inside with the story? Sure enough it does, to which I give it an 8 out of 10. Next is the area of the internal art, as we have a look inside as we have a look around the beginning, middle, and of course the end, and also what's happening story-wise with the characters. So as the story begins, we get the introduction of a company by the name of Aileron, and whilst this is occurring, we seem to get a bit of an alien invasion of sorts within the story, and we see that, or a monster invasion. And of course, the Gatchaman crew are basically called to be there on the scene, but we also learn that they're not the only group that are there on the scene. So as the story begins, or the story moves towards the middle, we meet all of the characters that make up the Gatchaman crew, and I will eventually give you the names of who they are, or maybe even show you throughout the comic panels. And this, last but not least, towards the end, we learn that one of the villains that are responsible for this monster invasion is someone by the name of Lord Katz, who is also working alongside with Galactor. And we get to see some of the things to which the Gatchaman crew go up against. So for the internal art, I give it a 7.5 out of 10. I found that I actually enjoyed the art in this a little bit more than Gatchaman Deathmatch. And I liked how it brought the story across. Next is the area of the story. First, in the area of time, we get no indication of the time. The location, we learned that this happens around the Alarion building, which is in a particular city to which the Gatchaman crew lives in, or sometimes goes to. Next is the cast of characters, consisting of Dr. Miller. We also have Horto. We have Jace, Mara, Kento, I think it is, Shah, Mara, and these are sort of like, I guess, a different type of group compared to the Gatchaman. They are very similar to that, but we do actually learn who the main characters are. We have Jin the Scion. We've got Junpa the Swallow, Jared the Condor, Ken the Eagle, and also Ryu the Owl, and also the character of Lord Katz, as well as Galaxor, making their appearance in the story. For the overall story rating, I give this a 7.5 out of 10. I did find I actually enjoyed both of these issues. So until then, let's keep it colourful and have yourself an awesome day.